So, yes, we are up and running. It is in other news. I'm your host, Mike Russell. I appreciate you hanging out with us today. It is a Thursday, almost a Friday. Tomorrow, we're going to try something kind of nuevo. That means new to our friends from the South. We're going to try something new, as we do on my other program, The Go Show with Mike Russell. We end with FAFO Friday. It's just a fun way to end the week. We're going to do the same. We're going to see if just having a decompression session from the week is just going to be a good time. So we're just going to have some fun topics. Unless there's any major breaking news that can't hold off till Monday, we're going to keep it as light as possible for tomorrow. Okay, so we're trying to end the week on it. We used to end the show on a decompression session. We're going to end the show on a decompression day. Yeah, I like that too. I know you do. All right. Hot news of the day is I would say the social media talking head freak out of what happened yesterday at the White House. And if you missed it, the leaders of, Oracle, the leader of SoftBank, and the leader of OpenAI announced a $500 billion investment in the United States in AI. Ellison gets up there from Oracle and claims that we're going to cure cancer through some mRNA AI guided way to cure cancer, to come up with a cancer vaccine. The conservative pundits online, because on news anymore doesn't matter. On cable news, that doesn't matter. Alphabets and cable news are completely irrelevant now. It's all streaming. So the social media talking heads, the conservatives, I would say, save Charlie Kirk and maybe Ben Shapiro, are going to be up in arms about all of this. This is why we elected you, Donald Trump. We elected you because you knew that the jab was bogus. It wasn't a vaccine, and mRNA was not the right way to go with the COVID shot. So why would you possibly talk about mRNA for a vaccine for cancer? Shut up. Just shut up. You have no idea what mRNA can do. You have no idea. You have no idea. Actually, to support your argument, you have no idea the breadth of adverse effects that the mRNA shot had for COVID. We haven't even scratched the surface on that yet. But you know not what you speak. You are not an mRNA expert. You are not a cancer treatment expert. You are not an expert on vaccine. So for those pundits that are screaming and hollering, Donald Trump, it only took 3 days for him to turn his back on us. Not even 3 days for him to turn his back on us and start throwing this nonsense about mRNA vaccines at us, this time with cancer. Again, I say, shut up. Just shut up. And here's why. I'm not a fan of vaccines. I'm not a fan of mRNA. I'm not a fan of any because I haven't looked into it. So I'm not an expert on the subject. But what I do know is give it some time. Things need to be worked on and perfected. No one said that mRNA was going to be used for a cancer vaccine tomorrow, not even in Operation Warp Speed. It is going to be experimented, tested, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And here we have these companies kicking in $500 billion to our economy to see if they can do it right, to see if they can actually make it happen. And you know what? If they can, great. And no, that is not what Donald Trump was elected for. It was not a one-item ticket. It was not the Biden administration handled the COVID vaccine so poorly and the mandates and all that. That had nothing to do with mRNA tech. That's what one of the several issues were that brought so many independents over to the Donald Trump camp and ultimately landed him in the White House, was the government overreach. It had nothing to do with the actual tech. It had to do with mandates. It had nothing to do with mRNA. Donald Trump has not turned his back on his voter base. has not turned his back on not even his voter base, those that just voted for him that just can't stand the guy. Hasn't even turned his back on them. This is a technology that can be potentially used for great things. And if what was learned through the absolute debacle that was the COVID response, if anything can be learned, good. And applied to what not to do moving forward with this, what they would call a cancer vaccine. If it's mandated, I'm against it. Every single one. And I would be shocked if it happens in the next 4 years and it is mandated. Be shocked. Odds are it won't happen. But if it does, hey, those that choose to do their own homework and do their own research and land on the side of, you know what, I'm going to take this this new mRNA cancer vaccine that just came out. Okay, good for you. And those that don't want it, don't want it. This has nothing to do with Donald Trump turning his back on his voting base. Settle down. It's fine. What happens is going to happen. And as long as it isn't mandated by the United States government, you have nothing to complain about. Nobody turned their back on anyone. And I would actually be concerned about a president of the United States that was told, hey, you know something? I think if we combine the mRNA and what we learned in COVID and what's going on with AI, I think if we combine those, I think we might have a shot at just crushing cancer. I'd be ticked off at a leader that didn't say, okay, who's going to pay for it? Oh, these 3 companies are going to pay for it? Okay, go for it. See what you can do. I'd be ticked off if a leader didn't say that. That's just me. So, okay, what's going on here? What's going on? Welcome, everybody. There's a lot happening over here. Let's get going. Say, made it here today. Great job, Grizz. Appreciate it. What's up, Greg? Rhonda, how you doing? Truman, Mary, what's happening? Yeah, nobody's going to comply to that. I'm with you on that, Mary. Do not comply. Fauci, how about you? Did you hear about Fauci? We're going to get to that in a minute here. Greg, Rhonda had a cool video on her YouTube channel. Oh, hell yeah, she did. She's got a ton. Rhonda's got a ton of cool videos. Don't play. Rhonda's Random Thoughts. Get over to YouTube. Check it out. Absolutely. Everybody's got agreeing on that because she's a bad arse. She truly, truly is. So, yes, excited to finally meet in person next weekend. It's going to be good. Do you hear about Fauci? It's being, I don't know. It's being bandied about. I've seen a couple of headlines on it, but it makes me smile. And I do so in a very cautious way. I do so in the same way that a very, someone I love near and dear to me, who is very liberal, said that when he would see a Trump headline on like MSNBC or the New York Times or something like that, that he knew it was all propaganda and nonsense, and it was just basically fabricated. But it made him giddy. It made him giddy, like yeah, they got him now. That kind of stuff. So I kind of feel the same way reading these headlines. But apparently, Vladimir Putin is attempting to have Dr. Fauci extradited to Russia to be tried for crimes against humanity. Let's just applaud the thought. I applaud the thought. I want him rung up. And another thing, keep your eye on this Judicial Watch. Judicial Watch, I've always been a fan of, until the founder of Judicial Watch, that's always on social media, started getting really thick, getting really muscly, and then doing a lot of work on his face. I'm like, okay, dude, okay, you want to do this for America, or you want to do this for celebrity? What do you want to do this for? Holy cow! But that would be a follow if you guys can. Judicial Watch. What he is claiming and what he is challenging in court is that blanket pardons are not constitutional. Actually, they're not even legal, and not in like a nefarious way. Like, you can't do that. Apparently, you can only pardon somebody for a crime they've been convicted of. Therefore, there is no need for a pardon, and you cannot pardon. It doesn't fall under the purview of a pardon unless you have been convicted of something. So watch your tukuses is the plural of tukuses? Tukasai? I don't know. But I learned from very Jewish friends of mine, if you can't say something nice, say it in Yiddish. So tukus, there we go. Tukus means butt. If anybody wants to know that, it is your keister, your behind. That's your tukus. There's your Yiddish word of the day. We should have drop-ins right there. Yiddish word of the day. Oy vey. Oy vey. Everybody knows oy vey. Or oy vey. Oy gevalt is like that's the ultimate level of oy vey is oy gevalt. I was married to a Jewish woman. That's why I know all these things. Anywho, let's get to some really crazy and odd happenings in the world of the politics. DEI has been scrapped in our government by executive order. And I can't tell you how fired up I am about that because I think DEI is now DEIA, just so we're very proper when we speak of it. DEIA. DEIA, so that stands for diversity, equity, inclusion. You ready for this one? They added an A. Accessibility. Okay. Wonderful. All right then. Yes. Has nothing to do with merit, has nothing to do with skill, has everything to do with your skin color and sexual orientation. That's it. Because apparently in some cases, and this is why I hate DEI, apparently in some cases, who you sleep with makes you qualified for a certain job. And when we're dealing with organizations like NASA, maybe if we get rid of stupid hiring practices like that and stupid promotion practices like that, we'd stop having to ask Elon Musk for a ride up to the space station. Just going to say that. So here we go. And yes, Greg, you schlep. Yes, a schlep is always a good one too. Yes. Mitzvah is always a good one. I love you. Anyway. How about this for a letter from the Department of Badassery to NASA? So I'm going to do is I'm going to now pull this up because for the love of grief, now I can't read it. So let me pull this thing up. All right. It says, "Dear agency people," oh my goodness sakes, my Adobe is just absolutely killing me right now. "Dear agency employees," I really can't read that right now. I don't know why. Okay, I apologize. Here we go. Now I got to move it over here, and I'm going to have to put my glasses on. Here we go. "Dear agency employees," this is to NASA. "Dear agency employees, we are taking steps to close all agency DEIA offices and end all DEIA-related contracts in accordance with President Trump's executive order titled Ending Radical and Wasteful Government DEI Programs and Preferencing and Initial Rescissions of Harmful Executive Orders and Actions. These programs divided America by race." This is a letter, internal letter from NASA. This is NASA to NASA. "These programs divided Americans by race, wasted taxpayer dollars, and resulted in shameful discrimination. We are aware," this is where it gets hot here. This is where it gets spicy. "We are aware of efforts by some in government to disguise these programs by using coded and imprecise language. If you are aware of any change in any contract description or personnel position description since November 5th, 2024, to obscure the connection between the contract and DEIA or similar ideologies, please report all facts to and circumstances to this email address within 10 days. There will be no adverse consequences for timely reporting of this information. However, failure to report this information within 10 days may result in adverse consequences. Thank you for your attention to this important matter." Ha! Be done with it. Be done with it. Be gone with it. We can't get rid of this fast enough. And I love that this is a internal memo in NASA. Because, and I told you, my Adobe, all my Adobe programs are giving me fits today. So I'm going to show you this. This is exactly why. Get this here. Okay. So this is why it's giving me fits. You see, this is why it's this way if you read it right. If you just tilt your head just right. So this is from the ATF. This is this young lady, this beautiful young lady here, is the chief diversity officer. This is Lisa Boykin. Easy, Grizz. This is Lisa T. Boykin. You got to say Lisa T. Boykin, right? Chief Diversity Officer. We're getting rid of all those positions. They're gone. DEIA positions are gone. Her new title is Senior Executive. That's it. Same everything, Senior Executive. That's what prompted this letter, this internal memo from NASA. Said it's a, hey, listen, if you just want to go ahead and change titles of people and keep these bozos in here, you know what you want? You want to poke a hole real quickly in DEI programs? Show me one head of DEI that is a straight white male. Show me one. Might be a very qualified person to diversify an organization. Might be a very qualified person to bring in inclusion and training and all of that. Might be a wonderful person to do that, but show me one. That's right, because it's discriminatory. Yes. Who is Lisa T. Boykin? Sorry. I walked right into that. Grizz. Well played, sir. Cheers to you. Wow. Uh-huh. Nope, I'm not saying it. Nope. She's from Sheboygan. Here we go. Everybody just bring it on there. Speaking of DEIA, let's get to this one because this is actually pretty damn funny. There is a male that dresses like a female, identifies as a female, and apparently was in some sort of movie role and is now nominated by the Academy Awards for Best Actress or Supporting Actress or whatever, but an actress. I'm going to show you a picture of of the cast of this movie that this male, genetically male person that is female apparently is in. I want you to guess which one it is, because we all know, but it's not cool to say that we know, but we all know. Yeah. Female. Next to that's a female next to two females right there. Yeah. And again, yeah, that's okay. So now we're just saying, okay, men are now infringing on women's acting roles and in getting their awards now. That's fantastic. Gomez, you always look good. Zoe, can I talk to you in the middle there? Can we talk to Zoe real quick? Zoe Zaldana, darling, fit in a sandwich. It's time to introduce Zoe to Jimmy John's or something like that, or pasta. Yeah, we don't know, honey. Oh, I mean, talk about Guardians of the Galaxy. I've never been attracted to a green woman in my life, but I still am. She is every kind of beautiful. Fit in a sandwich, honey. Let's get a meal in there. But again, just something to laugh at because that obviously we know where the man is, and that man is now going to potentially most likely be, because now that you have it into the voting sphere of the Academy Awards, now that it's in there, you can't not. You have to now. You're a homophobe if you did. You are a transphobe if you didn't vote for this person for best leading actress or whatever it is. It's unbelievable. I do not agree with you on this one, buddy. I don't. Greg said that DEI and wokeism will disappear like bell bottoms in the pet rock. By the way, Queen Bee still rocks bell bottoms and looks fantastic in them. And pet rock, I'm sure that'll be coming back anytime soon. But wokeism ain't going anywhere. DEI probably will go away, but wokeism will not. Sorry. It just won't. One of the best videos I've played on this show will happen tomorrow, and it will make you laugh. Tomorrow's just going to be entertaining and fun. That's all tomorrow's going to be. We're gonna have a lot of discussions, and I'll actually preface a question that I'm going to ask on the show. So be ready. What was your most petty when you were broken up with? I want to know, what was your most petty? Just think about it. Don't. We'll play the game tomorrow, but I just want you guys to give that some thought that it's coming tomorrow. We're gonna play that game. Let's get to birthright citizenship, because I am really, really fired up about President Trump's order to end birthright citizenship for those who are in the country illegally. It is something that might have to change constitutionally. I don't know. But I don't know if birthright citizenship, if you are a criminal alien, would be a hard change to add to the script. Okay? So I would love to see exactly how they're going to change birthright citizenship, but it is needed. There's a need for it. And the reason why Donald Trump has jumped on it was because millions of migrants, unvetted migrants, bad hombres, are here breeding in the United States. Those babies, the result says they're summoning the stork by legal or illegal means with these clowns, are U.S. citizens. It makes it wildly difficult for us to deport the parents of United States citizens. That's why Donald Trump said, no mas. We're not doing this anymore. We are going to end birthright citizenship for illegal migrants. I think he can pull it off. But listen to this. Something you might not know exists. Because I try to bring you guys stuff that not a lot of other people are talking about. Okay, so let's see here. Ronette. Ronette's, I think that's your name. It's on the gram, so it's kind of hard to see that there. Let me get back to the gram here. Sorry, I think I hit the wrong button here. Let's go. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. Good. Things are going. I think things are going on there. I don't know. But I'm not able to see that. Quantum said, you are here illegally. That's what I was said. I'm here illegally. I am not here illegally by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not here illegally. My grandparents were not here illegally. My great grandparents came here very legally through the actual channels. They came here from Germany. Thank you very much. They came here. They escaped Germany. They came here to the United States legally and built a life for themselves. Very proud of them. Like all the way across the United States, from Ellis, all the way through the United States to Apple Valley, California, where they built from the ground up a hardware store and a church. Very proud of my great grandparents. So no, I'm not here illegally. If you want to keep popping off like that and saying I'm here illegally, then you can, however you can try to do that. Let me see if we can get back on here. I gotta see if we can get back on here and do this. There we go. Okay, we're back on here. So, oh, not me then. Okay. So, but then who then? If you're saying not me then, who then is what I'd like to know. What's up, Mom? Mom's on the gram. So, but yeah, I'd like to know that. If you're going to say that I'm here legal, but not me, but then not you, then who then? We're not all here illegally. That's not how it works. But birthright citizenship, I mean, I rang the bell. Both of my parents, biological parents, were United States citizen. So that makes me a United States citizen. If we start there, guess what? Okay, now we can start having a conversation. If we get to one is not a citizen, the other's a citizen, then maybe there's dual citizenship. Okay, maybe we go there. Then if you're both parents are not United States citizens, then we figure that out. And then going down the ladder here, if one of your parents is here illegally, we have that conversation. If both of your parents are here illegally, we have the conversation. But it needs to happen because I don't know if you all know this is something called birth tourism. You guys know what this is? Living in Southern California, and Mom will definitely know about this. There's actual medical centers in California that people from China, wealthy nations, whatever, will fly over like they're going on vacation. And these big resort facilities, you just kind of hang out at the resort facility until you drop that baby. You get to your 9th month and you get on a plane, you come on over and pop, guess what you have? You have a citizen, a United States citizen. Birth tourism is a thing. You think I'm telling truth here? Here you go.
Mr. Newman, in regards to categorical parole, the Mariana Islands, the CNMI, they have a program like that where there's no visa needed for people to be able to come in. Isn't that a version of birthright citizenship?
Yeah, as I understand it, it's become a major issue of birth tourism in CNMI, people just basically coming in to get U.S. citizenship.
Yep. So you have Chinese nationals coming in to this territory, and they're able to have a child there, and the child becomes a citizen.
Yeah, it's absurd. It shouldn't exist in a modern civilization.
It should not.
Doesn't that seem like that could be a national security threat with all we know about
100%.
communist China?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Good job, Tiffany. Tom Tiffany. Ooh. Okay. I have two first names. My name is Mike and Russell. So I have two first names. Actually, three if you throw the Raymond in there. And then this guy has two first names as well, but one is a girl's name. That's terrible. I thought it was bad that I had two first names. I think it's funny. Tom Tiffany. Like, yeah, your second first name is a girl's name. Fantastic. But let's stay on this because he is right. In one of the biggest, let's see, one of the biggest groups or nations taking advantage of birth tourism is China. This is a fact. Yes. It sounds like a discount clothing brand. Yes, Brent. It does. Hello, Ozzy. Ozzy is back. Ozzy the dog is here. He's just kind of laying down, he just joined the program. Let's stick on immigration, shall we? I don't know if you guys saw this, but the CBP One app, which is no longer the CBP One app, was developed in the United States in partnership or to be actually distributed to the drug cartels, the human trafficking networks. That once they had the CBP One app, and the migrants that were given cell phones, smartphones, could download that app. They could set an appointment for an asylum hearing and walk right across the border legally because of the app, because they have an appointment. You have an appointment right this way. Could be 5 years from now, but they have an appointment. Here you go. Here's all your stuff. Here's all your free stuff you get. That's gone. That, by the way, was made in conjunction with the drug cartels. We're going to make it easier for you to traffic humans across the southern border. I don't know if you caught this, but on Inauguration Day, this is fantastic. On Inauguration Day, they had this woman that's being filmed, and she was sobbing because she was missing her, and this is documented. Her 1 o'clock appointment, her CBP One app appointment. She missed it, and here she is. Sad. Yeah. Look at it. Everybody's filming her. She's sobbing. Missed her 1 o'clock appointment because they closed the app down. So because the mean Donald Trump closed it down, she's sobbing and wailing because she missed her 1 o'clock appointment for Monday. Yeah, everybody's filming it. Nobody's helping her. Everybody's filming it because it's a complete setup. It's nonsense. And the great part about it is the alphabets ran with it, but they didn't touch it afterwards because they know it was a bunch of nonsense. Here's why. Again, I'll say this. She had a CBP One app appointment for 1 o'clock on Monday. Anyone? Anyone want to help me out with that one? Anyone want to tell me why that is not the case? Why we know that's not the case? Anyone? Okay, here we go. Monday was a federal holiday. There were no CBP One app appointments that day, period. There wasn't. This was the same thing as Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Sandy Cortez herself. Remember going to the wall during the first Trump administration, going to that Walmart fence essentially with the camera crew and essentially just sobbing at it. Oh, look at the humanity! Look at they're tearing babies from families. This is awful. And she's just beside herself. And then the camera pans out. It's a parking lot on the other side. Yeah. That is a absolute sham that was picked up by, you know what, us, we the people. We're tired of it. Again, y'all understand this. Take a deep breath and really just bathe in the fact that Gen X is now in charge. We're good. We're not afraid of anything. We don't care about your feelings. And this crap doesn't work. It doesn't work. As a matter of fact, it makes us want to keep voting for the side that we voted for that landed us here today. Period. It did 100%. And let's continue this charade that's going on. Of course, MSNBC. Day one, when the border was shut down and the CBP One app was shut down, they sent a slappy to the most boring part of the border to say, hey, well, I don't know. No crisis here. This is so embarrassing.
Is officially now in effect on the border.
Does Mark Cuban's boyfriend.
Does it feel like an emergency where you are standing?
Does it feel like an emergency?
Feels no different than 20 minutes ago or 30 minutes ago or an hour ago when we got here early this morning, Rachel.
A whole hour ago as you've been there. You've been there a whole hour. Yeah, nothing has changed. Been here a whole hour. So look at Rachel. Nothing has changed. Look behind me. Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. Nothing's changed. Everything's the same. Everything's the same. These guys are the best. I love it. Here we go.
The one practical change that we do know that has gone into effect here is that CBP One app that was put into place by the Biden administration, part of their
and the cartels. Do not forget to say it. And the cartels.
Stated effort to have a more fair, safe, humane, orderly process at the border has been
No, it was meant to bring numbers down, you bozo.
Continued by the Trump administration and President Trump. I have to say I've reported from this spot over the course of 4 different presidential administrations for NBC News and MSNBC. And the Obama administration.
The Obama administration, by the way, I'm going to stop him right there. The Obama administration, by the way, deported 2.6 million illegal migrants. So Donald Trump hadn't even scratched the surface yet. He hadn't even gotten close to Obama numbers. La Raza called Obama the deporter in chief. The CB was supposed to make things humane. Humane? It's trafficking, you ass. Human trafficking, humane. There's nothing humane about human trafficking. More humane. Blow it out your ear. Yeah, the Trump administration under President Trump. I love that. Fantastic. I've been there. Rob and I have been down there. We've been down to the border. We have been there. We have seen it firsthand. Had to do with a 13 on his neck. I was like, oh, geez, they're just going to let that guy in. We watched him go right up to the green and white, turn himself in, got right in the line, was handed a bag. Was starting to be processed. Come on in. MS-13 member. I almost want to have MS-13 here instead of MSNBC. Tell you that much. Yeah, that's Spirit Halloween deal. I love that. Yeah. So you saw that? Oh, okay. Yeah. When we were down there, it was crazy. Rob and I just started walking right across the dam that they were walking on. I'll be damned. It was a damn good time. Anyway, we started walking through the dam, just walking right there, right where the buses let them off. They take a flight into the nearest town. I forget which one it was. And then they get haircuts, they get new clothes, they look all nice for their entry into the Estados Unidos. And then the bus drives them there. And then about 75 of them come off and they just walk right across the dam, the top of the dam, which is pretty wide. I would say it was probably 5-6 feet wide, and they just walk right across there and just go turn themselves in. They were just saying they were saying buenos dias. They were just saying everybody's waving to us hi. It's crazy. It was absolutely crazy. And I remember the thing that was the most chilling. The funniest thing was the woman that was mad at Border Patrol because they were taking too long processing her because she had a flight out of Sky Harbor planned to Manhattan, to New York City. Not kidding. She was yelling at them. Can we deport her first? The craziest thing was when the translator asked one group, where are you from? They all said Cuba. And then they said, okay, or the translator said, you are the 10th person that said they're from Cuba today. How many of you are coming? They said all of us, except for the elderly and the sick. Not kidding. That was his response. Everybody feels that way about the TSA. By the way, Doge, get rid of the TSA. Oh, could you imagine? Doge, get rid of it. Sorry, guys. You're no more TSA. How many terrorists did they cut? Zero. Can I get a number on that? Anyone, can I get a number on that? Terrorist, TSA? Zero. Fantastic. Oh, wow, great. Must be a great deterrent then. Yeah. But that's what we're going to get, obviously, from the alphabets. Can I challenge us? Can I challenge us real quick? And then I'm going to get to a really G move from the President of the United States. I would challenge us to listen to Sandy Cortez. Sandy Cortez, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC for the cool kids, she went on Jon Stewart's podcast, and they found a spot where she could sit in front of not one but two American flags to make it look like she's not a Marxist-Leninist or a social communist POS. But but I'll tell you this, Grizz, I'm going to challenge you on this one. I'm going to challenge you on this one because she kind of moves. She's looking high. She got a little tank top on those jackets. She looking high. You know what? I think you know what I'm saying. Here we go.
Makes this go around with Trump so much more dangerous.
Okay, now she says dangerous, but what she does is put her finger. Jon Stewart is trying not to look at her chest right there. Look at him. Look at this poor guy. Yeah, he's doing his best. It looks like he's having a hard time with it. But you look, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Sandy Cortez, is in her office apparently, or a office, someone's office, where she's got her headphones on. She's got makeup on. She doesn't look like a schlub laying on the couch. So you kind of pay attention to what she's saying. She's saying that this is dangerous. What she's talking about is exactly why they lost.
Than the first time around is exactly what you're saying. It's that he is much more normalized this time around.
Oh, normalized.
Than he was the first time. The first time.
By the way, there's nothing normal about President Donald Trump. There's nothing normal about that guy. And by the way, see, there's the second American flag. Now we got two of them. She's breaking out in hives being that close to an American flag.
People were really on edge. They were on guard. They were very vigilant about any break that he would have with these norms.
Nope.
This time, the norms are becoming him. Like the norms are embracing him. Even these the little things that people may not, like everyday working people may not care about.
Okay, norms and everyday working people is what she said there. Norms, you normal people, and everyday working people, the unwashed masses, the plebes. She's disturbing. If she was not so dang. Anyway.
But they are strong cultural signals. Oscar de la Renta, dressing all of the women. There's all these cultural symbols.
There's her saying the quiet part out loud, wasn't it? Yeah. Oscar de la Renta, how dare they allow a Trump to wear their clothing? This is her saying it's dangerous because Oscar de la Renta let the Trump women wear their clothes.
Right?
I see, participating now in this when they wouldn't have participated in the past.
Exactly. So
yeah, but I see what you're saying is I'm trying to take the dumb things you're saying and make them intelligent for people to understand.
So all of these people that were scared before
you saw that too.
Being associated with him from the most common basic level to the most elite level, they're all they're all in now.
Sandy, where'd the engagement ring go?
This is now a billionaire feeding frenzy. Oh. It is a kiss.
Because the billionaires weren't given Congressional Medal of Honor with you guys? Okay.
Ass race.
Man.
It is, how can I show how much fealty I have to Donald Trump in order to get my digs? And I think what's really important for people to understand, and now and every day of this administration, is that you're being ripped off. You're being ripped off, dude. Everyone is being ripped off. And he goes up there and he says what he wants to say, but he's just the quintessential New York con man.
Oh, okay. The quintessential New York con man. Thank you for the weekly show with podcast, whatever. The quintessential con man. Donald Trump, in his first years as president of the United States, his first administration, did exactly what he said he was going to do on the campaign trail. Did exactly what he said he was going to do. Here he was on the campaign trail again, saying exactly what he was going to do, and now he's doing it. And they're apoplectic. And she even mentioned, before she called us the normies, that Donald Trump went away from congressional and DC norms. That was the problem. The problem was he wasn't an insider to them. He, again, is if you go on an ant line, you use the line of ants, and you drop a stick right in the middle of it. That's Donald Trump. He's the stick that makes them all freak out because that is now not normal. And he messed up their system. Yeah. Oh, nicely played. That's right. Like all of the residents of her district, right? Got ripped off when Amazon backed out. They didn't back out. She threw them out. Would not allow the legislation to go through in her district in the state of New York that would have allowed them to build just a DC there. Nope. You got it. Why? You got to keep them poor, right? You definitely have to keep them poor. Here is and we're not going to every time Trump says something, we're going to jump on it. Because I'm more going to defend against that than anything else. But what was done by the administration today is absolutely fantastic. John Bolton, Mike Pompeo, and John Brennan no longer have top secret clearance. They no longer have round-the-clock security. That's right. Because all three of them have made a career in basically dividing the country and spreading lies about one man who is beloved in this country, obviously, and they get their life threatened. They have threats. Yep. But also, look at the payday. Look at the payday that each of these guys have had after their term in office. They've all had best-selling books. They all have TV time. They're all talking heads and pundits. They can buy their own security if they want security. Why have we been paying for it for 4 years? John Brennan, by the way, has lost his top security clearance exclusive. That's exclusively due to his signing of the letter. The 51 former intelligence heads that said that Hunter Biden's laptop was a Russian hoax. How much is John Brennan worth? John Brennan net worth inside $5 million. He can have his own security. He does not need security clearance. I'm telling you, former heads of anything, NSA, CIA, FBI, KP, ASAP, I don't care. You lose your security clearance the minute you're gone. You have no access to intelligence after that. You have none, zero. You're on a need-to-know basis. You have no access to any of this. It's always funny to me when we talk about the Secret Service and how Secret Service are trained to jump in front of a bullet with the president. Yeah, it worked out well, hasn't it? Secret Service is supposed to give their lives for the president. I don't think they should. I think the only thing you should do is keep a president from getting kidnapped. That's your only job. Keep them from not clicking on some weird tech support link because they were just told that their computer was compromised. I mean, just stop them from being stupid and stop them from being kidnapped because they have the world's information up here. They're dangerous there. If they die, they die. Sorry, if I die, I die. People are shot and killed every single day here in the United States. Sorry. Same with the heads of the CIA, the former, basically, if you've had top security clearance, basically our only concern is that you don't give that information to anyone else, which is how they enrich themselves in a lot of ways. Yeah, you do have to be, yes. Greg says, unlike 2016, Trump decided to run the country like a CEO, a pure CEO. Yes, right. And you know what he didn't do? That's what I love about these cabinet appointments. These cabinet nominations from Donald Trump are exciting me for one major reason. Is because the first time around, Donald Trump was told this is the right person to be here. This is the right person to have here. And he just surrounded himself by swampies. That's it. Because he didn't know better. He had no idea how things ran. So he was told, this is the right person for this position. This is the right person. He said, okay, good. All right, let's go. That's why he had such a turnover in his cabinet, because he's like, no, that guy's an idiot. We're bringing in somebody else. Now he's bringing in all his people. All his people. And if Tulsi Gabbard does not get the DNI position, I'm going to lose my mind. Oh, yes. But anyway, that's how he's doing it differently. I digress. He did address from Washington, D.C., the World Economic Forum, this whiff that's going on right now, where everybody in Davos, they all sit around and decide your fate. It's disgusting. It's probably one of the most disgusting things in the world. If AOC has to complain about anything, it isn't who was sitting behind Donald Trump during the inauguration. It should be who's at Davos. That should be it. All right, Lynn, see you, buddy. Let's jump in. I don't want to show a lot of Trump said these kind of things, but there's something here that needs to be talked about.
In the papers that Saudi Arabia will be investing at least $600 billion in America, but I'll be asked.
$600 billion. Saudi Arabia just agreed, yes, we're going to buy $600 billion in U.S. oil, or whatever the hell they're doing. They're buying something from us. And they're investing $600 billion into the United States. This is a real leader right here. Listen.
The Crown Prince, who's a fantastic guy, to round it out to around $1 trillion. I think they'll do that because we've been very good to them. And I'm also going to ask Saudi Arabia and OPEC to bring down the cost of oil. You got to bring it down, which, frankly, I'm surprised they didn't do before the election. That didn't show a lot of love.
The last thing you want Donald Trump to say about you is you didn't show him a lot of love. Whew. Come on, Zeppelin. Got a whole lot of love. Got a whole lot of love.
By them not doing it. I was a little surprised by that. If the price came down, the Russia-Ukraine war would end immediately. Right now, the price is high enough that war will continue. You got to bring down the oil price. You got to end that war. They should have done it long ago. They're very responsible, actually, to a certain extent, for what's taking place. Millions of lives are being lost.
Yep. That's one way to end the war. Oh, what, you're going to buddy because Putin's your buddy, he's going to end the war? He's like, no, I'm going to make the price of gas so cheap that he can't sell it and he can't fund his war. And it's over. There we go. Done. We're not sending any more stuff to Ukraine, and we're going to cut off Russia's only export at this point, which is oil. We're going to undercut them. That's how to get it done. That's 4D chess. 4D chess. Oh, you want to see how long? I don't know. Let me see. How much is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez worth? Oh, shut up. Somebody said $30,000. My ass. $30,000. I don't even want to get that. There's Wikipedia, of course. They're like, oh, these poor, humble public servants. Please. Her dress she was wearing in that. Her jacket cost more than 30 grand. One more time with the Trumpy.
I'm pleased to report that America is also a free nation once again. On day one, I signed an executive order to stop all government censorship. No longer will our government label the speech of our own citizens as misinformation or disinformation, which are the favorite words of censors and those who wish to stop the free exchange of ideas and, frankly, progress. We have saved free speech in America, and we've saved it strongly.
Strongly. We've saved it bigly. Bigly, and quite frankly, it's bigly. Oh, God. Thank God. Oh, okay, good. Yes. Misinformation, disinformation. I don't want to hear that crap for 4 years. Fine. Well, 8 years, hopefully. Well, 12 years. We hope JD goes for 8 years. That'd be great. But I don't want to hear this. Misinformation, disinformation is literally the hallmark of those that want to censor. If you say misinformation and disinformation, you are a person that wants to censor free speech. I was looking it up. As figure says her net worth is 29 million. Others say 60,000. I would say it's probably closer. Rhonda is probably a decimal missing there. It's probably 2.9 million. I would say it's probably around there. Yeah, that's right. Or she is that stupid. I'm sorry. Right now, I'm going to say it. I'm going to call it because obviously she's not an ethical human being. Then none of them are. That if she's worth $60,000 after 2 terms in office or 3 terms in office, you're stupid. You're just dumb. You literally are dumb. I have no idea what to say about that, but that. Yeah. Trump always brings consumer confidence. Yeah, I mean that's true. Consumer confidence has always made me laugh. It was actually a term that from the great Oracle Dennis Miller. Dennis Miller would talk about that. He's like, consumer confidence. What do you mean confidence? I mean, you have a job. If you have a job, what's your consumer confidence? Like, you just couldn't get it together buying that 12-pack of tube socks at Costco. Like, we don't have I have no confidence in buying this. Consumer confidence. Yeah. She'll say it's because she had to pay her own student loans. Exactly. Oh my gosh. So much fun. Yeah, and it's all over the board, especially with Chris that he saw AOC worth $200K to $1.5 million. The weird thing about Congress, and hopefully this is ended as well. So many things need to get ended. I just get squashed. And I think the practice of what are you worth, Congressman Russell? I'm worth between 300,000 and 17 million. Oh, okay. They give you a range. They give you a range. That's it. That's all I do is give you a range. Between $1 and 100 trillion. Okay, that's what he said. He says he's worth between $1 and 100 trillion. Got it. It's true. So there was a show called Brain Games that I was a big fan of. And it's still going on. I just don't like the new version of it. The old version is the way to go. Brain Games is fantastic. There is let me see what she is paying back taxes on her undeclared tips from bartender days. That's awesome. So there is, and you are, Grizz, you are priceless, my friend. So Brain Games, they would do a man on the street thing, and they would give people $100 if they could figure something out or something like that. And it was always cool. They always did it in Vegas. And they asked so many people. You don't have to give me the exact number of how many countries are in Africa. Just give me like a range of how many countries are in Africa. And if you get the range right, I'll give you $100. So everybody was given like this 35 to 40. There's 25 to 32. Or there is, I don't know, between like 10 and 20. Everyone was given a tight range. The correct answer to that is between 0 and 1 trillion. Your question was give me a range, and if the correct number is in that range, I'll give you $100. It's between a 1 and 1,000. You see, your brain wants you to be so close. Your ego and your brain and your pride want to be so close to right. When you say between 30 and 40 and it's 37 and you're like, yeah, I knew it was in there. See, I knew it was in there. Your desire to be right and your brain says you got to be right on this. You got to nail this. You got to look smart. Your brain saying, don't make me look bad. I'm doing all the work up here. Don't make me look bad. When all you have to do is say between 0 and 1 million, you get $100. All right, what do we have here? Maybe she could modernize the movie Cocktail. Well, what do you mean? What Rhonda? What do you mean? Please no. Please yes. I'm sorry. As sexist and alpha male as it may sound, and I'm not sorry. I'm a man. The minute she did the whole jacket move like that and had that the spaghetti strap tank top thing right there, every guy here went, oh, she can do it. Movie Cocktail. Let's go. Let's go. And if you comment on here that you didn't go, oh, liars. All of you liars. Olive drinks cost 50% of your income and she gets around to making them. Okay, that's awesome. I know, Chris, I'd totally watch. I mean, the reason, listen, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is a beneficiary of hot girl privilege. Period. She is. She is. She would not be a congresswoman had it not. She would not be a congresswoman had she not been hot. She's dumber than a bag of hammers. So there's no way. And if you don't know this, quickly before we wrap up, I want to help you out with this. There's a group called the Justice Democrats. The Young Turks run the Justice Democrats. It's a very big money laundering organization. And what they do is, if you are a Democrat that is not progressive enough, if you're not communist enough, the Justice Democrats will bring someone in to primary you, and the Justice Democrats will fund them. Okay? That's how we got AOC. AOC was the result of a casting call. This is well documented. She is the beneficiary of a progressive Democrat. No, I'm sorry. What are they called? Justice Democrats. Casting call. And her friends submitted a video of her, and they said, "Oh my God, all we have to do is go get this, professional media company to come in and make her a star." And they did, and she won in a landslide of like 1,200 votes or something like that. It's something stupid. Her district is so small. But there they go. They have a celebrity Democrat that always votes progressive in socialist. There we go. Grizz will keep the OnlyFans. Yeah. No, I'm just watching cooking videos, honey. It's called OnlyPans. Yeah. You're thinking of something else. No. I'm on Home Depot and Lowe's right now. I'm looking only at fans. Don't think I haven't spent my entire media career going, it's for research. Stormy Daniels did sue the president of the United States. I mean, come on. I had to do a little better research. Anyway, all right, you guys are the best. Let's do this again tomorrow. Let's wrap it up in something fun. We're only doing fun stuff. Okay, here's how I can't say only. Let's get some housekeeping out of the way. What happens between now and then. So what happens, we'll get a quick little synopsis, and then we'll just go to fun stuff. I got a bunch of fun stuff planned, a bunch of fun things that you guys are going to love. So we'll hang out and have a fun time wrapping up the week on In Other News. Thanks for hanging out. You guys have a great rest of your day. All right, we'll see you then.